Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier and I'm here to fly around and sass people. If you don't know this channel,
Sarsaparilla.
it is Shadows of
Boo.
Arconia. And we are a tabletop role-playing game channel. On Friday nights, we have our ongoing campaigns, which we play around a real-life wooden table with miniatures and everything. And we do ongoing stories there. We're currently in the middle of our second main campaign, which we're playing in Worlds Without Number. We're going to be doing episode 18 of that this coming Friday. But tonight is Monday, and on Mondays, we do our other show, Tales from the Backlog, in which we are remote, like this, and we have a rotating cast of players, like sometimes those people, and we play a rotating selection of games like tonight's, which is created by our own Maxwell Durbin-Tan. But before I pass it over to you, Max, I've got to throw in a little credit for the tokens that we're going to be using on our virtual tabletop tonight. This was a last-minute thing, but we did grab some tokens from ForgottenAdventures.net. If you want to go over there, it's Forgotten-Adventures.net. They have a large library of free assets to be used for your games. And they even had in their FAQ that we're allowed to use it on the stream. So it's really cool. We don't use virtual tabletops that much, but what an amazing thing to exist for when you need it. And I know a lot of people use them all the time. So do check them out. Again, that's Forgotten-Adventures.net. So yeah, let's hand it over to you, Max. Tell us about our game tonight.
Well, howdy. Hopefully you've been seeing the last couple of episodes of Beyond the Obsidian Veil. I have been creating this for the last few years, just cycling through tabletop RPGs, just really falling in love with it during the peak of the pandemic. Talk about virtual games. It has been such a lifesaver to continue the community that we're all a part of in tabletop RPGs, and it's just grand. So yeah, thank you to Steve for allowing me to play test Beyond the Obsidian Veil. Thank you to Aaron Shipwright. A Shipwright is his handle. For a lot of the art that you're going to see tonight. He has been a close friend of mine, and I dearly love him. He has been creating a lot of art throughout the last 20 or so years, and I've been purchasing it for quite a while now. And I'm using it. So thank you, Aaron. So let's begin. This is a little intro, just a little recap before we jump into tonight's game. Our wayfarers, caught in a spiral of choice, have sailed through the river south towards Ironforge. Reunited with bow and bones, the crew take to a mysterious message from a deceased Ivan. The Hearthstone must be delivered. But to whom is the question that only the wayfarers can answer. Chaos sits on his seat of bones. Order lies below Triarchic crown, and creation rests by obsidian roots. To leave, to stay, or to begin anew. Through a series of events, our faction encountered a group of Reavers taking aim at their Cindario ship. Godric's leading and Bones' maneuvering of the breadwinner allowed them passage through the spires of Moonshadow, now resting near its congested center, while a confrontational Arden soared to slow them down, only to be captured aboard the ship known as the Harbinger. And here is where the weight of consciousness greets our faction, amidst a situation of mystery, adventure, and dread.
The weight of our stories often settles solemnly on a single person. All tales begin neither at their beginning nor their end. Such is the state of the stories we encounter in the intricate threads of the aether. Grand, magnificent, and unfathomable. Our candlekeeper is the weaver of this cosmic loom, guiding the needle of fate through the tapestry of the expanse. Here in this realm do we journey through limitless possibilities and singular dreams. Welcome, kindred spirits, to the Aether. Welcome to the worlds beyond the Obsidian Veil.
We're back.
Welcome back. The skies over Sandario Bay are wrought with an arcane storm to the north. Flashes of lightning strike the sky as the sound of thunder washes the world with uneasy dread. Surrounded by the spires of Moonshadow, the breadwinner sails precariously. The crew sensing a loss, and within, the darkness of a reaver's ship chained to the wall with a stranger is Arden, overlooking a cell in which a chained and muzzled bronze mechanical fox is, her eyes gleaming obsidian. The man you're chained with is a taller, lankier Zephyrian, dark skin and colored beads tied to his hair. Should not the stressful interaction of a mysterious wayfarer interrupt this meeting, you would have gotten further into your introduction. But Ricky Moranis, Eddie Schultz in another life, stands in front of the cell you're in, monocle fixed to his eye. You see a haunched duende behind him.
Sir, they're with Sandario.
Now, Haim, I've told you, let's not be hasty on these things. He's a wayfarer, and if I know, well, my kind, there's got to be an explanation for this. They're not going to side with the side of law. Isn't that right? He looks over to you.
The side of what?
The side of the crown.
Well, what's wrong with the crown?
A lot of things are wrong with the crown, like the fact that they're displacing a lot of these wonderful folk. Don't you know anything about, like, colonialism? Haim, you're not going to understand this, so don't ask any questions right now.
Yes, Master. Yes.
I don't know if you've ever studied history. I don't know where you're at in life or how old you are. I know our appearance here in the Beyond, or the Aether, I guess, is a little confounding, but
So
there's
we don't like the king?
the Three Kings? No, we don't.
But
I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I thought your ship was the one that was chasing after us. I was wrong. We can put up a stag flag as a sign of peace if you think your friends on the breadwinner will take it. As an apology, any repairs that need to be done will be done. And if you would have me, I would like to have you guys join me for dinner, just to discuss. I haven't seen one of my people in forever. My faction died a couple years ago when the war began after the Meridian Union. But please.
Well, there were 3 other ships chasing us. Are they all under your command?
Yes. Yes, they are. It's a faction of people we collectively decide, but my voice does hold a lot of sway. I've played war games a lot when I was a kid, so I know how to...
You hate the kings, you have a bunch of ships, and you're fighting against nationalism. Are you a pirate king?
No. I work for the Pirate King.
But there's a pirate king.
Yes, the Bone King.
Oh, that guy.
We're a group of resistance fighters against the Triarchic Crown, trying to displace a lot of Eldar, Orosi, and Duende people. They say that we're terrorists, but I mean, if you came from where I came from, then you must understand that this is what they're doing is not right, and it must be put into an end.
I come from the breadwinner.
But if I see correctly, he kind of like touches the monocle. If I see correctly, you're a wayfarer. Your spirit is unaligned with the Aether. You're from Earth, right?
Buddy, I'm from all kinds of places.
Will your ship stand down? Will they come and at least hear us out?
Maybe. If you stop shooting at them, I'm sure they'd be happy to do whatever you want.
We will stop firing at them.
I mean, nobody wants their ship shot at.
That is true. Heim, go tell Bogart to put up the stag flag.
Master, it's a Sindario ship. The Bone King told us to beware of them.
I know, and I'm telling you to stand down. He bows low.
As you wish.
And walks away.
I thought the Bone King was evil. I'm going to turn to the guy in the cell with me. I thought the Bone King was evil.
Yes, he is not the best guy. Now get me out of these chains.
All right. Did I already free myself last week?
No.
I had them hidden, right?
You're still. You swallowed them.
That's right. I hadn't hawked them up. I failed my roll to hawk them up.
You're still chained up, and you see.
And you're interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky shoot the Zephyrian man just a glare. You owe the Bone King a lot, and after all these messages that you've been having with the Crown, no, we are not going to free you. He just like rattles his chain. Whatever he tells you, there's more to the story. Just know that. You see Ricky untie you, and he says, listen, just hear me out. If you wish to go, you can go. I will let you go on your ship, and you can sail away. But at least dine with me. I don't know about you, but at least some of the things that I miss on Earth is just the food. The Aether has some shit food. I've come under some wealth, and I can prepare us some good tacos. I don't know if that interests you at all. Fish tacos. Come on. Can't go wrong with that.
Okay.
He undoes the chain, and we're going to cut from this scene.
All right.
Within the spires, the congested spires that you're in, you hear a loud horn. From over the some of the tallest spires, you see a ship kind of pass, and while maybe you don't know this from the comics, you would definitely know this, Captain Godric, from being a captain, and Annika from being a Yasari interrogator. The stag flag is a flag for peace. You see Bones just stops the ship, or just like kind of maneuvers the ship so it kind of just rests in the water.
Could be a trap, though.
Oh, it could be.
They certainly fired on us quite a bit and even damaged your ship, Captain.
Yeah, no, it can't be. They wouldn't do that. There's 4 against 1. There's no way they would need to resort to this tactic. I'm pretty sure there's most likely some truth to that flag.
You see Bo kind of just crane his neck, like looking outward. What if it's Arden who convinced them? Do you think that could be it?
Arden?
No.
Convince? No, maybe they just realized we're awesome at sailing through these rocks and don't want to waste ships trying to pursue. I don't know. But it probably wasn't Arden.
Well,
either way, let's see what they have to say. Keep everything ready to move. Let's not anchor, but we'll pull up the sails so that we can get away if need be.
So we're just gonna be meeting them. We're not gonna board them.
We're gonna drift, and let's see what their next move is.
I know I'm not there, but does the breadwinner have any support craft? Like you could go out and meet them in the middle?
I don't know.
This is a trading galley. I'll say yes. You have a small little skiff to the side. If you want.
That would make sense because you have to move cargo.
Yeah.
In ports that are not always easily accessible by a ship.
We can send somebody out.
No, I think Bones, you're going to take Calm, and Annika and I will go take a look.
We'll stay by the ship.
If you don't hear from me in the next hour, or if you don't see anything, or if you see anything that's too suspicious, if you see just anything at all, just go.
Okay, will do. They don't set the anchor per your instructions, but they are like closing up the sails in order to prevent it from continuously moving, and they maneuver it in a way to secure it where they aren't crashing into any of the spires, but resting alongside of it just so it could rest.
Yeah, there's a good current here. You can just sort of ride it. It'll keep you away from the rocks.
Alrighty, Annika and Captain Godric, you guys get on the skiff and approach. You see a lot of the ships.
Well, I kind of wanted to wait to see what they're doing first.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to just assume they're inviting us over.
Fair enough. Roll me a lead notice check if you want to just kind of observe, or actually I'll do a spirit intention check or intuition check to kind of just intuit what is going on and if this is what they're doing is like a trap or not.
Okay. What am I rolling it against? I
So
got 5.
I'm gonna lower the dread back to a D8, just because seeing the flags, there is that sense of like maybe this is peace.
I'll take a teamwork though.
Okay, and that'll be a teamwork point. Yeah, you are uneasy. You're rolling through a lot of the like different scenarios that could happen. Is this a trap? We are so outnumbered. What is going on? Just kind of filtering on your head as you prepare the skiff.
You know what? I think not knowing any information, I think Annika and I, we should just take the skiff now to prevent them from getting too close to our ship, so our ship has a chance to run if it needs to.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, we are going to go.
You see this massive warship meet you guys towards the middle as a couple of ropes are set down. It doesn't take you long to see Ricky Moranis, this older, decked out captain of the Reavers here, although he doesn't consider himself a captain. I am so sorry. Please, come up. You see Arden is right beside him, to the right of his shoulder. It was a complete misunderstanding. Please, let me explain over dinner, if you will allow it.
I look sideways at the captain, kind of side eye. Suspicious. Allow me to climb aboard first, Captain.
You see a lot of the people, the Reavers specifically, draw short their breath when they see Annika. You are Yasari. You are, in their eyes, one of those imperialists that are displacing a lot of their families and friends from the borders of Akaria and Rose Garden and Allmaker and Breen. You guys, so they're hesitant, but you see Ricky Moranis, the captain of the Harbinger, just put up his hands. We said we'd greet them, no matter what they are. Put your weapons down. You see one of the Reavers immediately take out their cutlass and kind of go to run towards you. Ricky Moranis points his gun and shoots him dead in like just blows out his brains and sets it back in his hip. What did I tell you guys
have to roll
about these situations? When I tell you to hold, you hold. Captain, please.
Sounds like this ship is not very orderly.
They're all timid. They're all scared. We all are, especially after what we've been seeing down at the borders of Akaria. Please.
Is that why you greet us with cannon fire and a chase?
Sindario ships have been pursuing us from the capital. We took a stowaway because that stowaway needs to pay for a lot of their transgressions. So yeah, we're all a little on edge.
And I may look Iosari, but I am loyal to my friends and captain.
Yeah.
They touch the monocle on their right eye. You both are wayfarers from Earth.
Indeed. And our ship flows or runs under many flags. We are not from any specific city or country.
Wow, I am just curious about this. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys came here. He's walking and talking towards his cabin. It's curious, the level of I mean, we see it, we feel it. This is real. It's not a game. Sorry, this is the first time I've been able to talk aloud about the things that I've been experiencing here with others that came from Earth.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's this thingy?
We had this man work for the Bone King a while ago. His name was Ivan. He had this strange idea that a lot of the Obsidian here can be used with the power of imagination, that fucker kept saying. But he did it. I've been able to, well, a lot of people have been able to use this device to see the spirits of others. It cuts through the beyond, and it is able, well, I'm able to see if you're tied to this world or not. I've been trying to find others like me, and lo and behold, here you are.
You're a liar.
I'm sorry?
You said
Wow.
this was the first time that you've been able to talk to anyone about what it's like to be a wayfarer. But you just said Ivan made that thing in your eye. Why didn't you talk to Ivan?
Ivan isn't a wayfarer. His soul was tied to this planet. He's not from Earth, is he?
That thing doesn't work.
As far as we know, Ivan came from where we did.
He takes
we
it
spent
out.
time together in the attic of my house.
Yeah.
He takes off the monocle and hands it to you, Arden. Please look through it. When you put it on, you're able to see almost this, I guess, if it's an old camera that sees like the multi images of like people, where it kind of like splits them in three. This rainbow-ish colored version of Ricky Moranis, and this doled out gray version of him, as well as the version that you're seeing right in front of you. You're able to see Annika, same thing. Godric, same thing. You turn around and look to some of the crew that are walking around whispering. You're only able to see two images: themselves and the grayed out spirit.
Well, this is interesting. Are you gonna offer us a drink or anything, or
Yes. And he pushes.
We're kind of in a hurry. We're genuinely on a job of importance, and we'd like to get back to it as soon as possible. So, yeah.
I completely hear you. I mean, we're also on a mission. We can always pause for dinner. As he pushes into the quarters of his quarters, inside is a gorgeous library locked behind a glass case on the western wall, where an alcove for his bed is. The windows looking out of the window show the southern clouds, dark and damp with arcane storms brewing. Please take a seat. It's not long before whiskey and their best version of seafood tacos come through. Various fruits kind of laid around, and your dinner is served.
Oops.
So Arden, what did you see through that thing?
It's like a kaleidoscope of people's lives.
That made remarkable sense.
Yeah. Okay. I assume you were seeing like their aura or something.
There's three
not.
possibilities. That thing seems like it works, but it doesn't. Ivan somehow built it so that it wouldn't detect him. Or Ivan lied to us and he was actually from here in the first place. Or Ivan somehow aligned his spirit with the whatever.
He was, I don't know, he was working with the Athenaeum before the library closed down to try to figure out how to align the bodies of wayfarers to this world. That's all I know, honestly. I could not handle him. He was so boring.
That's what Arden keeps saying.
He's very boring. That's a universally agreed upon truth.
Most people are boring to Arden, so.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. Listen, I apologize. I really didn't mean to have your ship attacked. That was hasty of us. We should have thought better. And I apologize. We're all nervous, as you heard. The Cendric brothers, the Triarch of Kings, they put out a bounty on our heads after we ravaged the stowaway. The Bone King's
great. Wonderful. That sounds about right. So we have 3 days to complete our job, and sorry if I don't seem too concerned about your situation. Is yours like world-saving level of importance? Because ours kind of is, and sort of need to get back to it.
I mean, this is all world-saving situations. The nature of this world is the realization of what we are and what we can do. Games allow us to do that. We are the people tied to it. It's all of utmost importance.
So who is your stowaway, and why are they important?
Ishmael stole a couple things from the Bone King. Every king needs a superpower to, well, protect his people. Ishmael stole that. We were able to find
that be?
Excuse me?
And what would that be? What was stolen?
this stone. I'm not entirely sure. We were told to find it and procure it. He's been lying about it, not saying it's not here, but I don't know. I think he knows.
So we don't know who Ishmael is, right? Me and Annika.
I mean, Arden, you've heard the name. Ivan told you the name. Find Ishmael.
Yeah. And Arden saw him in the cell, right? But we didn't see him. We don't know
Correct.
who that is.
And
Okay.
Arden was very reluctant to share much information from his vision.
Yeah. So the person you have in your hold right now is in possession of some magic stone. I want to assume nothing. I'll let you declare what the stone is. And you can't get it out of him. That's where you're at.
He's not talking. Listen, if you want to leave, go ahead. I just wanted to hold dinner with you and apologize for our hastiness.
Counter offer. I swirl my whiskey a little bit. You repair our ship, equip us with better gear, make it ship shape ready to go. Meanwhile, you throw me, Annika, and Arden into prison with Ishmael as your prisoners, and we can see what we can do about getting information out of this guy.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, as you said, world-saving quest.
I help you and you help me.
Somebody's got to
yeah.
do it.
Where'd you get the fish, by the way? Like, or what did you use for it? It's pretty good. It's pretty close. A little bit on the chicken side, but
that's our chef downstairs. His name is Bear. Love the guy. Incredible meals. He's very, very proud of what he does. Sorry.
Compliments.
I'm rambling. I must say I'm a little nervous, but I don't know what else to do.
Ricky. Where are my wings?
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I'll have it delivered to you. Well, if we're locking you up like you said we are, then should you have your wings?
You can just wrap them up.
Keep them safe and Captain, I'm uneasy with this plan, but
Why don't
I
you
trust
guys
you.
just throw me back in instead of adding 2 other people? Because me and that
You're
guy,
right.
we were friends, and he knows about my secret plan to get out of the hold.
Yeah, you're right, Arden. You are a charmer and a conversationalist.
Everybody absolutely loves me. It's a very helpful trait I have.
Do you think you could do it alone?
Can I get the guy who was already about to thank me profusely for rescuing him from the hold to tell me one piece of information? Yeah.
You were gonna save him?
Yeah, your ship sucks. I was going to leave.
We were moments ago enemies, so
Yeah, come
Can't
on. You
blame him.
captured me. I was going to escape. The first duty of a prisoner is what? To escape.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I do take a little offense about my ship sucking. Come on, it looks awesome. Do you
Yeah, well,
read-
not when you're locked up in it. That sucks.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. I was locked up a couple years ago. All right. If you guys are in accordance with this decision, I can lock up Arden. Is that your real name?
I don't know.
Mine is Eddie.
Cool.
Oh, okay. You guys just go by that then. I didn't get your names.
this is Annika, and I'm Captain Godric Wickham. Of the breadwinner.
Eddie Schultz. I was the captain of the water polo team back on Earth. Scored high. Anyway, yes, we can lock up Arden. You see him wrap his knuckle on the wood as two Orosi men, their bodies just covered with different ores and materials, come in and just look at Ricky. Tells them to wrap Arden up. They shackle him and say, he's still our guest. And they just look at him so confused. He's still our guest. I know it's confusing. Just put him there. He's there to, well, help with the situation.
Fuck you guys. Let me go.
And they just they're just so confused, but they start walking you down to the hold and just holding you kind of gingerly because they're listening to their captain.
Rough him up a little bit.
Nah, your mother.
You shout that, Annika?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whispered it.
Arden, they punch you.
Ow! Jerk!
Black eye starts to form as they throw you in the cell. You see Ishmael immediately start to go try to break out. You see his wrists are just bloodied as he attempts to break out but can't do anything. Before we move into that scene, Godric, Annika, anything else you would like to do or talk to?
Yes. During all the chaos, I want to sort of kind of stand close to Annika, but not look at her and kind of speak without moving my lips. I'm going to distract the captain, look around for something to hinder them, sabotage the ship, set explosives, I don't know. Some way to, if we need to get out of here quickly, give us a head start.
I'll see what I can do. And sorry about Arden. I just thought it would look better if they hurt him a little bit.
That was amazing. Please always do that. I love Arden, but you can only take so much of them.
Okay. So Annika, you're going to be distracting Ricky while.
No. I'm doing Ricky. She's doing the sabotage.
Copy that. Okay.
Ricky, so your ship is quite nice. I wouldn't mind a tour. And tell me about your journey so far and your questing and your level ups and shit.
Yeah, it all sounds so silly, I gotta say, just this whole entire idea. But my journey, yeah. I mean, the Yasari broke the Meridian Union by cutting off the Orosi from the King's Road, leaving them to fight for supplies. And now we're starting a French Revolution. That's kind of incredible. Yeah, I mean, Old Icaria has signed a new...
And do you believe what you're fighting for, or is this just a game? Where are you at with all of this? I know the immersion is quite elaborate, but
I mean, at first I thought it was a game and I was playing it like it. I killed a lot of people, but then it became real. Yeah, I mean, I want to go home. And the Bone King promised the Wayfarers that work for him that he will figure out a way to do that with the stone. I've seen it do some crazy shit. I mean, that whole entire island is just covered with scars, and he's trying to find a way, a portal for us to go back home. So he's doing what he says he will. Meanwhile, yeah. That continues.
Yeah, and this is your quarters. We saw that. Now, yeah, show me the rest of the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Come with me. Annika, if you want, and if you're feeling a little tired, there's a cabin downstairs for you to rest at. And
I will take my leave. Yes.
Yeah. Before we get to Annika, Arden, are you okay? They chain you up.
And then they leave, yeah?
Yeah, they leave. Same thing. They're waiting outside of the door.
No, I'm fine. That stupid captain tried to trick me.
What was he saying?
Oh, he was like, I'm your buddy. We're from the same place. I know you. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm from the ship over there. And he's like, come to dinner with me. And then he served me these gross ass tacos. And I swear, I was just eating the bread. And there was one apple. But the whole time I was just thinking, when's this guy going to get to the point? And then he was like, so give me the keys to your captain's ship while I have him, distracted in the other room. And I was like, no, I don't have that anyway. And also, fuck you, right? So anyway, they hit me in the face. And back to plan A, I guess.
Ivan, this is ridiculous. I mean, you just don't seem like yourself. You're a lot more bouncy. What's happened? Are we still? Is the plan still on?
Did you say Ivan?
You introduced yourself as Ivan.
Oh,
you
that's
said
right.
yes.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. The plan is still on. I gotta barf
I have
up those.
Kiami with me. She developed cancer, and I replaced all her body parts to resemble that of a fox and hid the hearthstone in there. So if you can get us out, we can. You said you have a ship. I mean, yeah, we can use the ship and just bounce.
Yeah, who is that?
Kiami, you don't remember her?
No. I met you earlier today.
You said you. Oh. I guess I was hopeful. I'm sorry. And he just kind of leans his back to the wood behind him, and just like drag his butt down as he sits on the floor.
Did you think I was the other Ivan?
Yeah, I thought you were an old friend of mine.
Max? Max froze.
Bye, Max.
Yep, you're back.
Am I back?
Yes.
Oh, he just says, I thought you were an old friend of mine. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. I know that guy. Hold on, let me barf up those lockpicks. Am I gonna have to roll for this again?
Along with dinner. Yeah.
You've already tried it once, so this will be with a minus to your adventure die. Just because you've tried it once and you failed. You can try it again. If you do not succeed on this roll, you can't do it.
Why would it be harder on the second try? That doesn't make any sense. All right. So what did we do before? We did control.
It was control. I am going to decrease the dread die on this just because you do have a set plan in mind. So that'll just be a D4.
Okay, so dread is
maybe
D4,
you overate some tacos.
and I'm subtracting my adventure die from my roll?
Correct.
Okay, so my adventure die is a 4 and my control's an 8. So here we go. Nice. Oh, they're in reverse order. I see. So that actually is pretty good. 6. And then the dread is a 2.
Okay.
All right.
And you puke up the keys and your dinner.
All right.
It just covers your shoes and the wood and falls in front of you.
I forgot about the food. Anyway. Probably. I have to roll that, I'm sure.
Yep. That's going to have to be another control check against that D4 as you start to undo the binds.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing? You're just escaping?
Yeah, I'm going to take you too.
Oh, okay, thank you.
That was the whole plan, right? That's my control, and this is the dread.
Okay. And we'll count that success for both your binds as well as his binds. He just, you see his wrists are just so scarred from his attempts to free himself.
And is Kiami's little cage down there locked as well?
It's in the other room, but it's the same type of lock. And with this roll,
okay,
we're able to undo her lock as she immediately like skids and jumps onto Ishmael's arms. It's okay. We're here. We're safe. What is your big plan? It's a whole pirate ship.
Well, yeah, but it's not the only one. I know we went over this last week, but I've forgotten. Is there a window or a porthole somewhere in this place?
Not in the cell that you're in.
Okay.
But probably below in the cabins below. Which Godric, you're seeing those as Ricky is taking you along. He does ask, listen, we need more resistance fighters. And the Bone King, I mean, we're all looking for, powered people. That's what we Wayfarers are. If you're interested, we can go over to the Bone King.
So you're pro Bone King?
This is to Godric. Godric.
Okay. I thought we were having a whole mystery about who was really
Godric,
for the Bone King.
Godric and Ricky.
Pro Bone, no.
You know, I've been on the breadwinner for a long time now, and I'm pretty happy with my life here. And I don't really want to change that. I want to stay neutral, doing what I can where I can. If you need assistance at some point, feel free to come pay us. But we have no bone in this fight.
I see what you did there. I will say, I'm bummed to hear that you aren't taking a side. Putting a stance where injustice is powerful.
Listen, whenever there's a war, both sides have made mistakes. And I don't feel like getting my hands dirty.
Okay. Well, we're wrapping up right here. I mean, that's kind of it for this ship. It's cool. Your last stop is with the chef, Bear, who is this kind of larger Lurian man who is just chopping away, and you see like a bunch of different like grills in the kitchen, the makeshift kitchen that they have in the holds below. We're gonna shift the scene over to Annika. Annika, you are left to your own device. You or your own vices. You see a bunch of them walk around you like on eggshells because they don't know you. You are Yasari, and they are on edge. You have been left alone with a group of people who hate the Yasari, and you are one of them. Tread carefully.
Absolutely. As for sabotaging, I was wondering if there was a way I could maybe slip away. Probably not if they're all watching me very closely.
Yeah. If you're trying to search or investigate the ship for specific ways to sabotage it, one, the ship was already kind of sabotaged by Arden when he cut the sails. You do see a lot of them trying to repair the sails, to put it back up, tying it down with ropes. You see kind of like this pulley system as a duende is being brought up. You see kind of this electrical tool that he's using to kind of just seal and repair the sails. But what are you doing? Where are you going?
I was wondering about the wheel. If there's a way to disable the wheel, if there's like a rope pulley system from the wheel to the activating of the God, I can't think right now, but the steering of the ship. I can disable how the ship is steered.
Roll me a. I'm gonna do a lead investigation check, as you are trying to find a way to disable this their steering system.
Okay, against which dread?
Currently, at least for you, the dread is still a D8, just
D8.
because there is a sense of a bunch of people watching you and you feeling super uneasy and unsafe.
Okay, so my D6 for lead. Let's roll that up here. Nope. Too many people watching. Try and sneak around, make a move. Maybe like grin at them, mildly intimidate them to try and get them to look away, but nobody's falling for it.
Yeah, and as you do that, just kind of like grinning at one of them, your body hits another duende person. You feel their body just like hit your leg because they are much shorter. And they just look at you and just growl. Watch where you're going.
Well, if you were a foot or two taller, I'd be able to see you easier. But my apologies. I do not wish to cause anyone any harm or show any disrespect, other than, you guys could be a little taller. Maybe wear some elevated shoes or something.
Oh boy.
Or tall hats that, are within the line of sight.
You see one of his friends grab his shoulder and just say, "Come on, the captain said not this one," as they walk away. Annika, roll me a lead spot check.
All right, lead again is a D6. Is there another dread roll on that?
Yeah, this is going to be the same dread roll of D8.
Oh, there we go.
By the way, Steve, I believe there's been a couple of different fails tonight.
You're right. I have been forgetting that. Let's see.
I failed once, and I just succeeded on this second.
Wonderful.
Whatever this was. Yeah.
I think I actually haven't failed anything tonight.
Okay.
I failed everything tonight, which is so only once.
Okay.
Okay. So you succeed. Annika, your eye catches a glint of metal from beyond. The horizon has always been a symbol of the unknown, sometimes an omen, sometimes a promise. Today, it serves as both. Rising from the depths of an arcane storm that blurs the line between sea and sky, the unmistakable silhouettes of the Sindario Navy ships appear. Still a distance away, and you are the first to see them. They are arriving. They have been on the tail, as you have heard, of these Reaver ships after they have stolen the stowaway. But we'll get to that in a second. As Arden, what are you doing?
Okay, so the two guards stayed outside the door of the cell, right?
That's correct.
Is there any kind of like luck or something that I could roll to see if after the fact Ricky thought to call them away from the door?
This will be your adventure die.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be your adventure die against the dread of a D4.
Okay, that's going to be an even match. Mine's a 3 and a 3. Is that? I forget how that works.
Meet or beat.
All right.
You met it. Approaching the door, pressing an ear. You don't hear anything. I mean, you hear the distant steps and conversations of people outside, but nothing in the immediate vicinity zone that you're in.
All right.
You get the sense that there's no one out there.
Then I would like to pick the cell door lock and try to find my way to a room from which we can exit the ship.
Okay. You will need to roll me a lead survival check just to kind of navigate around this this labyrinth of the ship below to find a way to escape down below without any of the Reavers seeing you.
And now, forgive me, this is Steve's memory, not Arden's, but my main goal in coming in here was to find out where that stone is, right?
Correct.
So I already was told. I don't know if I was told the truth, but yeah, okay. So lead is D4 for me. Okay, and you said dread is still D4?
That's correct. Because you're doing this carefully and mechanic. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Dang.
Crushing it tonight. These
By
D4s.
the way, just as a gentle reminder to all my wayfarers, 5 successful rolls does grant a path token, which you can use to upgrade your character.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, let's continue. Yeah, you lead the way, and you're able to kind of just step inside and navigate the labyrinth of rooms below the Harbinger. You find a room where their skiff is being held by chains up above that kind of would if you pull the right lever would open up a hatch and allow the skiff to descend below into the water. Oh man, the movie eludes me. Never mind. I'm not even gonna make the reference.
So it's too late.
Oh, too late. It's on camera.
Treasure Planet. They do something like
Treasure
that.
Planet. God, thank you.
Wow, with almost no information, you got it right.
Sheesh, Mia, beautiful.
One of my favorites.
All
So
right.
good. Anywho's.
That's a good one.
So yeah, you do find this room. By the way, if you do want to stop to talk to Ishmael, or even get his name and confirm his name because he has not introduced himself to you, you can do that.
He didn't tell me his name was Ishmael?
I thought he did trust him.
I thought he did when
Someone
I
did.
got put in
Yeah,
there.
sure. Let's say he did.
Yeah. Yeah, so my thinking before I left the room was if there was any information I still needed from him, I was going to pretend that I failed at picking the door lock.
Mhm.
But I really have everything I need from this guy, so instead I'm just going to chit-chat.
Okay.
It's like, so what are you captured for? What are you trying to what they get you for?
I have something that their king wants, and I made a promise to Ivan that I would take it to him. So that's.
Do you do things that Ivan tells you to do?
Ivan and I were part of a faction before. Well, before we split up. Bones, Bo, Kiami here. We were all a part of that faction.
Oh.
Ivan always had this great plan in mind to allow wayfarers in and out of the Aether without worry, and we're trying to allow them to escape, to give them that option.
Well, why is that a good thing? Don't you think the people who are here would like to stay here? Why would anyone want to leave?
If those that want to stay here, they can stay here. Ivan is giving them that option.
Last time I saw Ivan, he was missing part of his head and he was saying a lot of real spooky, ominous stuff.
Is Ivan dead?
Great question. Really great question.
Obsidian roots. God, that fucker put himself into his own fucking prophecy.
Oh,
Obsidian
that sounds like the kind of thing he was trying to do, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Because he told me I have a great master plan. My old faction will come here eventually to look for me. They will fall in love with this place, and I will give them an option. I've created a game for them, for Steve, to stay, to leave, or to begin anew.
There's definitely nobody named Steve.
And I guess.
Oh, hold on. Frozen Max again.
Have it to protect.
You froze there.
Oh.
We missed all of that.
Yeah.
He just says, well, I guess his faction hasn't arrived yet, but that's okay.
Oh no, that's who I'm with.
Oh, you're with the faction. That's good. You can take it to them.
That's exactly where we're going. I'm trying to get off the ship and take you over to our ship.
Brilliant. And this is all while you're trying to find the lever and everything. If you want to hop on the skiff and descend into the ocean of the last sea below.
Yeah.
Great. And you do that without anyone finding you.
And as soon as the skiff hits the water, I'm like, now Ishmael, that over there is the breadwinner. You get to it.
When you point, you see the Navy arriving.
Okay, are we putting the map?
Yes,
scenario
we are.
map? Okay.
And let me.
I knew you were doing stuff. I gave you 5 ships, and then I taught you how to copy paste, and I knew.
My plan was to find the captain, Godric, and then hey, we got to get out of here.
They're all the
Sindari are coming. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna do was I was gonna point him to the breadwinner and then hop back on board the Harbinger to find my wings.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I would have done when I was really a prisoner. So that's what I'm still gonna do.
Okay. So you see the ships incoming.
Oh, poop.
Yeah. So
we're kind of like right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their holes.
We're on the bottom. Oh no, we're in the Harbinger right now.
Yeah, the breadwinner is.
You're at the Harbinger right now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Their holes are plated with enchanted steel that shimmers like twilight. Sails are woven with intricate runes that dance like fireflies, and their cannon ports are aglow with mystical energy. Submersibles are attached to their sides, and without warning, a cacophony of cannons resound, sending rupturing splinters of wood and shattered glass flying through the air. You see 3 of the Reaver ships instantly consumed by explosions. The remaining, their remains sinking into the abyss. The remaining vessels find themselves encircled by a dozen Zendario Navy ships methodically closing in. Before long, the Harbinger is boarded. Before they are boarded, is there anything that you do?
First thing I do is I ask Ishmael, "Are these friends of yours?"
They're the Navy.
Is that good?
I don't know. I'm not a part of this fucking war that they put themselves in.
So this is all bullshit and we gotta go, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I guess if you're with the faction, you do have an option. Come with me. We can open up a rift to the beyond and give this Hearthstone to Ivan.
Well, Ivan told me to take it to the Lord of Order.
That is the Triarchic Kings. And he points over to the Navy. That's your plan. And that's your plan.
Those guys work for the Lord of Order?
The Lord of Order lies below Triarchic Crown.
Yeah, that's what Ivan said. Yeah, let's do that. But first, I gotta get my wings. You start rowing that way. I'll catch up when I'm flying again.
if I start to, I'm gonna come with you. I'm not going to be sailing. I might be caught in the crossfire.
Well, that's not going to be different if we're together.
He just is so scared, but he like puts Kiami on the floor and just says, "All right, I'll start sailing to your ship." And just
You're a good dude, Ishmael.
pushes off and starts to sail away. He is sailing away from the Navy.
Oh, actually, I intended after that last conversation, I intended to tell him to go towards the Navy.
Oh, towards the Navy.
Yeah, because he told me that the guy that I want to give the stone to is one of them, so I'm sending him that way.
Okay. Yeah, he sails towards that as you begin to run up. Annika, Captain Godric, if you end up coming together, Annika, and you telling Captain Godric that you see the Navy, you are having this conversation off to the side, and Ricky Moranis immediately just looks defeated as he sees the three ships sinking. Takes out his gun. Okay. Captain goes down with the ship, right?
Absolutely.
Were you able to find answers?
Yep. I need my wings for a second. Where are they at?
He points over to a duende who has the same duende that came with him, Haim, who has the mechanical wings on him.
Okay, so Hearthstone. It is inside a mechanical fox that's on that skiff rowing away from the Harbinger towards the Navy right now. Annika, Godric. That dude told me that the Lord of Order lies beneath the Triarchic crown. So Ivan said we got to give the Hearthstone to the Lord of Order if we want to stay here in this world. So I sent him that way towards the Navy. I think this guy's probably going to be mad about it. I don't know what you guys want to do.
Run.
He is shocked, but before anyone can begin battle on this ship, just because they are overwhelmed, a cannon fire hits their board and sends you guys rocking. We are going to flash forward because it does not take long for a whole navy to surround and board and restrain and kill a lot of these reavers. But Ricky Moranis is tied and bound, shoved to the floor. They see you, Annika, and immediately pull you aside for you to give their report. Seeing that Arden and Captain Godric are with you, they don't do anything. Arden, you do see that Ishmael is bound. The fox is bound with them as they are going to be taken into custody to be questioned.
Yeah, well, I guess the end result would be the same, but I was going to say that I was donning my wings while saying that last bit and would have flown away immediately upon the cannonball striking. But I would have just flown to Ishmael, so if he got captured, I'd probably am back here anyway.
Yeah, if you did do that, you would have been captured again.
Cool. Then I am captured again.
You see, the Reaver crew.
Who's in charge here?
You're in charge, Captain.
You see a slim man, bald and garbed in a suit of royal purple and white, step aboard the deck. His aura emanates authority. Round them up, he commands with disdain. Take them to the cells. You see, as if on cue, a fight breaks out, and Ricky Moranis makes a desperate attempt to rush him. The same foolish decision that one of his crewmates made. And with the swiftness of a viper, this bald man unsheaths his cutlass and severs Ricky Moranis' head in one clean strike.
Oh, Ricky.
You do see this
Which
as you're
is not
you're
so
pushed
fine.
in,
Yeah.
into the ship below, Arden. You just go ooh as you're pushed into the cell below. I said take him. He orders, wiping his blade clean. His eyes then shift over to you, Annika, kind of scrutinizing the moment. My quarters now.
What about my friends? That guy, Godric, and Arden with the wings.
The idiot that was flying.
Yes. He is a fool, but he is a good fool.
He's a liability, is what he is. Keep him in check, Annika.
I mean, you can absolutely tell him that I was bringing them the Hearthstone when they captured me.
That man with the wings once single-handedly sank a ship.
And who are you?
Captain Godric Wickham of the Breadwinner. Transport ship. Need any goods shipped? We were captured by these pirates here, and you happened to stumble upon us.
Your Honor. My name is Atreus Cendric, the youngest brother of the Triarchic Kings. We've been on the tail of these reavers for a while. Come, I don't want to discuss this with lowlives such as these reavers. He spits at one of them. As you turn to leave, you hear the swift shots as many of these reavers are shot down, only for 3 of them to be taken into questioning.
I see you are at war. I feel as though unarmed executions are murder. Maybe you should take them all as prisoners? A little heavy-handed.
We need to show our strength for these reavers to talk.
You sank all but one of their ships. That's pretty strong. Anyway, who am I? I'm just a merchant.
You are led through the winding corridors of the Majesty, as this ship is called. It becomes increasingly evident that this is no ordinary warship. The austere material aesthetic is punctuated by bursts of arcane artistry, sculpted and fused with glowing glyphs, paintings that seem to shift as you look at them, and even the air is imbued with a subtle scent of lavender and sea salt. Finally, you arrive at a set of intricately carved double doors. Atreus does not even touch the doors. One of the guards opens it for him. Them standing with these golden spears in their hand as they bang them on the wood as he approaches. He moves you into his quarters, where a grand desk carved from some arcane wood occupies a corner. Celestial shards are spread across one another, and in the middle, an opulent lounge area beckons.
Hey, Annika, look for a way to sabotage this ship now.
They may have a better opportunity, as they seem to trust me just because I'm one of them.
He undoes the clasp of his coat and hangs it up, just as Arden is pushed into this room. Arden, you kind of stumble and fall to your feet before kind of picking yourself up and brushing angrily as the doors are shut behind you. 2 of the guards walking in.
Should I assume they took my wings again?
Yes, they did.
Motherfuckers. Okay.
Did they take the whiskey that I still have in my hand from dinner and probably spilt most of it during the battle?
Mm-hmm. You have like just an inch left. You see
the glass is like chipped in one corner.
Yeah. Atreus sits down and stares at you. I gather you're not here for mere pleasure cruising. Why were you with the Reavers?
As I said before, we were captured. If you saw my ship, the Breadwinner, just on the other side of the points over there.
Yeah, they shot us a bunch of times. I flew over here to try and cut their sails and stuff, but they whipped me with whips.
Technically, we helped you because we stopped them long enough for you to catch up. Notice their ships were all chaotic and out of order amongst these rocks. Yeah, that was us.
I am covered with wounds. Some of them still bleed.
Yeah.
I mean, they had begun to repair our ship as they were going to confiscate it as their own.
He just bites his lip. Okay. Well, it's good that you're here. We're going to be traveling over to Sandario Bay to plan out our next course of attack against Moonshadow. You may join us as you see fit.
Join you in your war and murder.
We're just going to sit you down. You are mere merchants. We don't want the likes of you to join our ranks. We already have militia strong enough to take all of them.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, then just send us away with some supplies, get our ship up running, and we'll be out of your hair. Oh, Arden, you had something, right? With that guy?
Yeah, the guy that I was captured with, Ishmael. He has a robot fox, and somewhere inside that robot fox is a thing called a hearthstone. Now, I was told by this boring mystical genius that I needed to give it to the Lord of Order, who sits below the Triarchic Kings. My understanding is that you represent these people.
I am one of those people. Yes. If you're talking about the Lords of Order, you're talking about the digital kings that rests below Sandario, the capital.
Cool. They need a hearthstone. I've got one.
I don't necessarily... Well, I know what the hearthstone is. I mean, we've all heard legends and history tales from it. Elowin the Wanderer carried it and established many of the towns and cities that you see on Theos.
Cool.
I mean, this hearthstone...
If the Lords of Order don't get it, then it's going to change the nature of reality or something.
And you say you want to just leave our ship? Just... He looks over at Godric.
In case you forgot, I was flying towards your ship when you captured me. And Ishmael was sailing that way because I told him to.
From a Reaver ship. I didn't know... Okay.
We had escaped.
Okay. You had escaped. I'm sorry. It's late, and many of us need to sleep. We'll create a spot for you to sleep and stay with us for the night. Your ship will be fine. It's been taken already and being carried by a couple of our ships. The next day,
if you scratch it any more than it's already been scratched,
what will you do?
I take what's left of the whiskey and just pour it out on his floor. That, but more.
He grins at your just how the balls on that are on Godric, and he just nods. A man that respects a ship. Okay. Sleep for the night. Tomorrow, we'll be arriving at Sandario, and you can go there. Sound good?
Great.
Okay.
We're taking Ishmael and the fox with us, though, right?
If you wish to speak to him, he's in a cell. Guards, go with them. Undo his...
I assume in your war and murder that you don't have enough time to handle this, so that's... I figured
Godric,
we would just...
you stop calling him a murderer to his face. It might win us a little bit more goodwill. I don't know a lot, but I know that one.
This one is smart. I misjudged you, and I apologize for that.
In war,
I
it's not
didn't
so much
hear you
murder, it's
misjudge
just
me, so
killing.
that's fine.
Sleep take the night. The next morning, I can drop you off near where we can give you a submersible for you to go to the Lords of Order.
Wow.
He kind of looks at like your shocked faces and says, "You do realize it's under the sea."
No, that's not the part I'm shocked about. The part I'm shocked about is you're giving us a submersible.
We have a lot of them. It's
Great.
nothing to us.
Okay, now I'm shocked about the end of the sea part.
Yeah, it took a minute to set in. Yeah.
Yeah, time.
We don't know all the information that you might think we do.
I'm done with this conversation. Go.
Cool, thanks.
Take your calls one of the guards, and they lead you into a cabin to rest.
Are my wings in there?
Roll me, Annika. I'm gonna have you you roll this for me, just because they trust you. They trust your face. Roll me a spirit connect check, just because you're making these connections, you're establishing rapport, building off of what they already know about you, and based on a lot of this conversation that's been going on, kind of teetering back and forth between goodwill and badwill, based on Godric's balls and Arden's kindness, it's going to be a dread of D6.
All right, so that's a 6v6. All right, here is the dread roll first. Okay, now my roll. Holy jeez.
All right.
Can I use it? No, the adventure die does not apply. Okay.
No, you can definitely use or sorry, if you want to use teamwork points for this, you can definitely use teamwork points. That will just be, you just need one to meet it.
Yeah, let's take one of those so we can, maybe get Arden's wings back.
Okay.
We all know how useful those are.
Yes, they are left on your bed. With the night as it takes hold, is there any conversations you all would like to have?
Are we alone enough that the three of us can talk without being... Okay. Well, that went surprisingly well.
Yeah, he was really nice, even though we were repeatedly mean to him.
And as he murdered other people.
Right, but they're just pirates.
Who would have killed us if given the chance?
I suppose.
I did tell you guys that Peter Pan is the touchstone character for Arden. He's just not concerned with these pirates.
Oh, cool. The thing I have a problem with is just the whole unarmed, like, they already surrendered. Anyway, that's a different problem. So what is your guys' take on this situation? I feel like it's too easy. Like,
he was going to let us go even before I told him about the Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And now he's giving us a submarine.
We did convince him that we were merchants on a diplomatic mission.
Yeah, and I wonder why. I guess it's not uncommon. It's not that suspicious that pirates would be attacking a merchant ship, and we clearly have a whole ship here.
And it is a merchant ship, so...
Yeah, and they did legitimately whip the hell out of me.
Are we doing the right thing? That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, so Ivan wants the stone so that he can open up the way between Earth and the ether permanently, and people can come and go as they please. That sounds super dangerous and not right. If we give it to the Lords of Order, then he's...
Can you imagine all the gamers coming in and like turning this into a game? Like people live here. Come on.
It would be a nightmare. They don't even think they don't even think this place is real.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, you know, I would feel bad for Ricky for being trapped here when he wants to go home, but he got his head cut off, so he's no longer a concern. So let's give it to the Lords of Order, and everybody will be locked on whichever side of the veil they're on.
So wait, what were the other options? It was Ivan wants to bridge the gap. Lords of Order close the gap permanently. And that's it?
Yeah, and then, no, there was... What was the third one? The Lord of Chaos for something... I don't remember what he was going to do with it.
The Lord of Chaos wanted to basically return the world to its status quo. So people can still come into the Aether, and they would need to find a way to get out if they want to go home. Several of these options have already been presented to you, which you have declined. So there is a way for wayfarers who end up just wanting to go back home to something more mundane, for that to be an option to them. But
so the chaos option is
everything
Ivan,
stays the way
except
it is.
There's a paywall.
Exactly.
But that's how it is now. The chaos option is nothing changes.
That's how it stays now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wouldn't it be... I mean, the way it is now isn't terrible.
No, I'm pretty happy.
I feel like it's nice that there is some very difficult options to travel between the worlds so that the people who really want to can.
I guess. I don't want to get tricked into leaving again. That's the thing.
Yeah, but remember Dar, he almost didn't expect to come and was surprised and even frightened that he...
Look,
that it turned out to be
I don't
real.
think we should take Dar into consideration because he just ran himself right off a cliff. He's not the kind of person whose forethought should be considered.
I wonder how a guy like that got in charge. Anyway. Annika, where are you at?
I feel like the status quo is fine, but again, my heart goes out to poor Dar, who seemed to have come here inadvertently, because he didn't think it was real. I mean, all those that would come across, I don't know.
It seems like all the people that we are like, oh, poor that guy, they're already dead. So,
True.
like, it seems like we should just lock things down.
Yeah, I have no interest in returning home, and if we could close the door between the realms to protect both, then that's probably the best option.
Right, and if people who are there want to come here, oh well, it's too late. Should have been born earlier.
Or, yeah.
I mean,
what's it going to hurt them if they're already living there to just keep living there? Why is that bad?
I don't know. I literally just want to keep sailing and living in this world. But it's hard to let go of the damage we might be doing to other people.
It really feels a lot less significant to our personal lives now that we're all talking about it than it did when Ivan said it. Ivan made it all sound super ominous. And, the way he put it was like, the fate of everything is in my hands, and now talking with you guys, it's kind of like, well, some people might be stuck, but they're dead anyway, so who cares?
I mean, how many more people are here that are stuck that we don't know about?
And the Sindarians are, if they continue their warlike ways, when will it stop? Will they be happy, or will they continue to conquer the rest of the realm?
I don't think that part has anything to do with what we do with the Hearthstone. I think that they're just going to fight their war no matter what. Which, it all felt much more significant and ominous when Ivan said it.
So what is the chaos option? I'm not saying we're doing it. We know where
We give it to the Lord of Chaos.
And we don't know anything about that guy or where he's at.
Well, no, but we didn't know anything about the Lords of Order earlier today.
Fair enough.
We can find out.
I say priority 1, let's get back to our ship. Take the submarine with us just so we have the option and a free submarine.
Free submarine, absolutely.
You do recall, at least for the Lord of Chaos, that the Bone King was referenced. So that is something to contend with. Either go with the Reavers to Moon Shadow to visit the Bone King, follow the Sindario Navy back to the capital, where you'll be diving underwater to the Lords of Order, or if you go with Ishmael, who will try to find a way into the beyond to give it to Ivan.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. It turns out it was option 3. 4. It was option 4.
Okay.
Remember, I said that the options were that the eyeglass either didn't work, but seemed like it did, or that Ivan made it so it didn't detect him, or that Ivan made... Anyway, it was the 4th one. It was the one where Ivan made it seem like he was from here, even though he's not. Because Ishmael said Ivan was with his group, like he was friends with Ivan back on Earth. And then he and Ivan came here before we did, and then Ivan came back and tricked us into coming here. That's what Ishmael told me. He told me that because I told him I was Ivan. And then he got confused with the other Ivan. It's a long story. The point is, Ivan lied to us. So whatever we do with the stone, I feel like we don't give it to the guy who, A, has been lying to us the entire time we've known him, B, has part of his head missing and is basically a monster, C, would like to turn into an even bigger monster in the form of the Hunter, and D, is boring as fuck.
Got it. I don't think he was ever an option, but I'm glad we're very clear on that.
Okay, because that was, you did just mention anyway.
I mentioned just the chaos thing.
Okay, yeah. Chaos or order are 2 options. Ivan, not an option.
Yeah. Either way, let's get Ishmael and the Fox back to our ship and figure this out.
Unless all the options are Ivan, because we only have the options from Ivan.
That's our first conversation about all this was, do we even trust the guy?
Yeah, what if we just keep the Hearthstone? What if we eat it?
Inaction is a choice. Usually the one I take. So, but you said it sounded like inaction would be the end of everything.
Maybe.
Or I
but
suppose
again, it all was Ivan. It was just all Ivan talking.
Well, we do know somebody who knows Ivan's plan.
Death would be an awfully big adventure.
Okay, Peter Pan.
Ishmael? You want to question Ishmael?
When we get back to our ship, yeah.
Let's go. Let's do that.
Okay.
Right.
And the night descends. The morning comes up. You are moved to your ship. And this is where we are taking our break.
Woo! Wow. All right. That'll be a 10-minute break. Thanks, everyone who's watching. We'll see you after we are back, roughly 10 minutes from now. Thank you, Max. This is cool. Welcome back. Are we back on the ship?
Yes. So, the
good ship?
The dawn breaks. The Navy does not want you with them. That is evident as they scurry you along. The morning rises. You're moved like through like their morning ritual where a lot of them like get their breakfast kind of like at a mess hall before Atreus Cendric shows up and says, well, it's time. We have things to do. You need to get off. Ishmael can go. Ishmael can go with you, but if what you actually no, he's not even gonna bother with that. Ishmael can go with you. He's already within the submersible waiting for you.
Excellent. We're doing you guys a favor anyway, so it seems logical.
Do be wary. The Titan below the last sea is quite fickle. Specifically, the gods of order and how they are very literal. Not a lot of them can stand it, but he gives you this coin. It's golden. It has 3 faces on it. These blank faces, and just says, presented to them. They are very well. You'll see. And just leaves you to it. 2 guards take you to the submersible, put you in it with Ishmael cradling Kayami as most likely Captain Godric. You take the submersible, and because you are very, very good at navigation,
I'll take the helm.
you take the helm and sail it over to the breadwinner.
Is it like what kind? Like, is it a good sub? Is it like an okay sub? Are we packed in there like sardines? Like what do we?
It's not roomy. It's definitely packed with the 4 of you in there. There's enough like leg room for the navigator, definitely, but for everyone else, they're just kind of hunched in. But yeah, it doesn't take you long before you arrive at the breadwinner with Bones and Bo greeting you. What the fuck happened?
Well, we lost, then we lost again, and then we won, and now we have a sub.
Excuse me, I never lost.
We saw a bunch of like cannon fire, and it was just a whole mess of things. This is Bones talking. Arden, do you still have the eyepiece? Or do you think
it was never stated that I gave it back, but I kind of assumed I would have given it back.
Okay, fair enough. Never mind then.
Or did we pick it up off the deck after his head got lopped off?
Well, that's up to you. I think Arden wasn't interested in it.
If Arden was not interested in it, then you don't have it. If that's not a thing that would have given you...
Yeah. I don't think anyone on this ship, at least out of at least me and Arden, Annika may be different, but we're not like searching for other wayfarers. We're just trying to live our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of got thrown into this.
Okay.
Like my character is the dude, and he's fully like going into this like, great, someone, peed on my rug, and now I have to go do.
Yep.
Can I turn into Walter then? What the?
Okay.
Arden, you're out of your element.
Yeah, you guys have Ishmael with you, kind of cradling Kayami. You just said, is there a place for me to just rest?
Yeah. First, let's have a conversation.
Okay.
First of all, we haven't formally introduced ourselves. I am Captain Godric Wickham. This is Annika. And you know that guy over there. Oh, and then Bones and Bo, my crewmen.
Bones and Bo don't seem to like register who he is, but Ishmael locks eyes with them and like, I haven't seen you years. Steps forward with Bo kind of just like taking a step back. You picked up a stray, it seems. Okay. Yeah, I mean, have your conversation. You don't recognize me? No. Oh my God. That's right. He sets Kiami down. Kiami, do you mind? You see the fox nod as she begins to disassemble, as like the shifts or the plates of copper on her body begin to expand and enlarge as a full copper woman is standing there. She can't speak, but you see her eyes, which were replaced with obsidian. She touches them as her copper fingers begin to alight with energy and touch the minds of Bones and Bo, who immediately just like fall down. There's something going on with them.
I draw my sword.
It's okay. They've forgotten. The Hearthstone, well, it's made them forget, but he points over at Bo as he just starts to realize, what the fuck did I do? And looks over at Bones. Jesse, I am so sorry. I am so sorry for taking us here. Oh my God. She just is crying.
What's happening?
We're not from the Aether. We forgot. It's Ishmael just it says it's okay. The Hearthstone made you forget. The Bone King used it, and he didn't really know how to use it, and it fucked a lot of people up. But you're okay. I've installed it into Kiami after she was dying, and it seems to heal her. She's been using it for healing purposes. But fucking Ivan gave you guys the choice of taking it where you wanted, so we're taking it to the Gods of Order. Then wonderful, we can use it there. He looks at Kiami just very, very sadly. You kind of get the feeling that he will need to give up his wife in order to just impart this gift to you, this gift of choice.
Do we know that Kiami's his wife? I thought it was just someone he knew.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know if we know that.
We don't have that information.
But
Yeah.
we get that she's important to him.
He's important. Yeah.
So, what is Ivan's plan, and what happens if none of these choices are made?
A choice is made. That much he showed me.
Okay, no, extrapolate on that in detail. If we keep this stone and give it to nobody, what happens?
The stone decides.
And then it goes to somebody even if we don't take it to them? What's the stone going to decide? Do we know that in advance?
Probability is a bitch.
Okay.
So it's not like an intelligent decision, it's a probability decision.
That's correct.
Okay, so I was hoping that maybe it would just save us a trip if it was going to pick what we would pick anyway, but I guess not that lucky.
It's always random. It needs... The Hearthstone needs a purpose.
What do you mean it's always random? Has this happened before?
From what Ivan explained, this has happened before. Matt, you recall that moment on the ship when you turned around and saw multiple versions of you doing multiple things, and that thought of, has this happened before? Where is this the future? Is this the past? And you did not know. These things have always been set in motion, and the Hearthstone is trying to find a purpose, to understand what it was made for probability. But what is a mechanic without a purpose? What is a game without meaning? The Hearthstone was the biggest game that always has been.
It's essentially a probability generator.
Yes.
What shape is it?
You see the Ishmael nod to Kiami, who reveals the Hearthstone, and you see a D20
Yeah.
hitting within her chest.
That looks familiar.
Okay.
What does look? Is it like glowing? Is it?
It's made of pure obsidian.
Okay.
And because it's just dark where she's encased in, it's just dark. But you do see like various like wires and everything just connected to it on Kiami's body.
I think seeing a D20 gives Arden a headache.
Mm-hmm.
As does anything that reminds him too much of reality.
Yeah.
What? Isn't it? Sorry, there's like loud noise outside. Is it not fulfilling a purpose right now?
It's not. There is a question that the Aether asks itself. It is sung within Obsidian minds, only capable of being heard through weavers who have an ear to hear them. What am I for? Librarians at the Athenaeum consistently try to understand what it is. And apparently we've been in several incarnations. The only thing, well, I suppose the thing to start it is the death of a god, the sealing of a god for this new cycle to begin. Probability failed to understand what it was for in the last incarnation of its cycle, and it's begun anew. It's chosen and has continued to choose you from what Ivan has told me. He said it's a game he created, but I think the game created him. I think the game has been creating itself over and over again in many incarnations, in many different forms, trying to understand what it is. Is it creation? Is it chaos? Is it order?
Doesn't sound like it could be satisfied, like with any answer.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the choices that you made before. But if you're taking it to order, then I guess that is one way to find out. From what I hear about the Lords of Order, they are fickle folk. They are very yes or no type of people.
Well, the one thing that we all seem to agree on is that for one reason or another, what Ivan says isn't trustworthy. And I guess we already knew that, but I just wanted to point out that Ishmael's own mouth has confirmed it yet again.
What say you, Ishmael?
I don't know who Ivan really was. He claims to be from the Aether and of the Aether, and yet he behaves like someone not from it.
Yeah, he told us he was from Earth. And he really wanted to get back to Earth. But then after he got his head ripped in half, all of a sudden he wants to open the ways.
Probably just trying to manipulate us.
Yeah, I feel like he's not telling either of us the truth. I think you might have had it right. I think the game created him. I think he's the villain.
Whatever it is, I just don't want to repeat this life again. Things
You've
need...
done this before.
Yes. Being in tune with, just walking with Kiyomi in all of this. I've tried different things. I've tried to install it in Kiyomi's body when she dies, and she dies over and over again. And this cycle, I wanted to protect her, to allow her to continue. So I installed it in her body to try to create a means for it to exist, and it is not satisfied with that. I think whatever... I just want it. I just want this cycle to end. I don't want to be caught with the burden of knowing and consistently trying things only to fail and die. And watch Kiyomi die again and again.
That is pretty awful.
Maybe you're looking at the wrong side of it. Most people only get to die once. But that also means they only get to live once. You're telling us you're immortal.
In essence, we all are.
I'm not going to test that theory.
So Ricky's going to come back?
If it makes its decision and decides that it's not satisfied with whatever decision it made, yes, it will try again. It will create something new and just poison the mind of somebody out in the world to create a game to draw in you, a new system, only for you to try it again, to be sucked into the aether, and to be given this decision.
What is this god you spoke of, and or you mentioned doing something to a god in order to appease it or something? I don't remember exactly what you said.
If you're referring to the gods of order down below, I mean, they're the Arakov, as they're called here in the Aether. There are 9 of them, and they are buried in the world. A wonderful prison by the will of fate. One of them is hidden beneath Moonshadow, another below Sandario, and a third, well, at the roots of Visu, the cosmic world tree. There's no appeasing the god of order. They always act on a flip of a coin. It's always yes or no with them. We get questions equal to the amount of people that there are. So if one of us goes in, there's only one question that we're allotted to. If 5 of us go in, we get 5 questions. And it's very yes or no. If we're going down to the Titan below, I mean, we can ask them the question to see if they will answer what is right and what is wrong, and what is the decision that we can choose. That would be giving the option to beings that were created to continue this cycle.
Yeah, and getting useful answers with just yes or no is very, iffy. What would you do?
If I was in your shoes and had the power to choose, such as Ivan gave you,
Not that we're going to do it. I'm just getting another vote, another opinion.
I've been trying to understand the question, what am I for? It needs direction. It's like a god that's being born, needing an attribute for this world that they're living in. And then I start to think, it's a 20-sided die. The things that we use to play these games, the things that it continues to create and mold for us to get lost in. Dungeons and Dragons operates under it. This D20 system.
You ever just roll it and ask it a question?
I have not.
Just curious.
That does seem like the first thing most people would do.
You roll a nat one and fuck the entire universe. I get it.
I do not want to mess with it. I was.
Okay, but you still didn't answer Godric's question. What would you do?
I really don't know.
I suppose that explains why you haven't done it yet.
Could we not keep it for ourselves and put our will into it? End the wars?
Yeah, what if we're the lords of whatever the hell we want?
The 4 of us or 5 of us, Bones and Bo included, are all here because we didn't want to be in our original world.
And so what is the will that you would impose on it?
Depends on the day. Some days it might just be, got to settle that port over there, let's do it safely. Some days it might be, trade gone bad and got to get our money.
Ishmael?
Just eat, drink, and be merry, as they say.
A thought occurs. You are in possession of the big, powerful item. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from giving it to whoever you want to give it to. And yet, for all these cycles, you have not done so. You keep waiting for us? Is it possible that you are an NPC?
I mean, that would make sense.
'Cause, like, seriously, you've had this thing forever, and then you're like, well, Ivan gave you the responsibility. You see how weird that is?
This is getting really meta and sort of taking me out of my experience a little bit.
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, that's, I guess.
But you said that you were from Earth.
Those are the memories that I have.
Hmm. And the spyglass that Captain Ricky had showed him that Ivan was from here when Ivan told us he was from Earth. So, if Ishmael, Bo, and Bones were all part of Ivan's original crew, but that crew was from the ether and not from Earth, what if they are NPCs from the game who are written to believe that they're from Earth?
I'm gonna get a drink. Anybody want anything?
All of them.
I would. We all would.
I think
All right.
I could use one myself. Yeah.
I get the strongest whiskey I have and pour around for everyone.
Bo is drinking so heavily and just getting so drunk.
Oh boy.
Typical.
So
Man.
Ivan created us. For
Or no, whoever created Ivan also created you. The creator of the game.
the keeper. The keeper.
Who's that?
You all feel it. Whenever a game starts, there is something that the Candlekeeper always says. The weight of consciousness falls on this moment. Every time you guys have been feeling, all throughout this game, all throughout this world that you guys exist in, there's this almost like a blanket of, it feels like somebody's watching. Observing you, studying you. The Candlekeeper is... I'm not entirely sure who the Candlekeeper is.
If we kick his ass, will that kind of fix everything?
Hold on, I'll get my keys.
Which brings me back to we're creating the world as we speak.
Right.
Again, are we not then the gods of this universe, and the Hearthstone is ours to do with as we please? That's my suspicion.
That would make sense. I think now I don't know if what I'm saying is written or if I'm saying it.
Well, here's what I find best. You don't struggle with logical conflicts if you just don't think about anything too much.
Or just say something completely random that no writer would have ever written.
Bananas!
Monkey ball sacks.
There you go.
But what if you
Except-
guys... But what if
Monkey
this is all...
sponge?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Also,
All I know is what, I guess, Ivan or whoever created Ivan instilled this line of thinking within me.
I have another thought. One more layer to our little confusion sandwich. You talked about restarting over and over. Countless times?
I think.
Okay, that's not typically what happens in a TTRPG. That's typically what happens in a video game. Someone dies, they load a save, they start over.
But each incarnation has been different. All the actions that are done are different.
So
But the conclusions are roughly the same.
it just means it's a really hard part. Or it's a TTRPG that's still in development and only has one scenario.
Possibly.
Okay, everything has to be shoved up its own ass.
So how do I continue settling the seas and being left alone and not have to destroy the universe? I know you don't have that answer. I'm sort of saying it rhetorically.
Yeah, I mean, all that I know are the options that Ivan gave me to give to you. The Lords
At
of
least
Order.
At least Lords of Order will answer some questions. Maybe we could try that.
What do
Yeah.
you know about the Chaos Guy? We didn't ask anything about the Chaos Guy.
The Bone King? Fuck that guy.
King.
Why though?
He's been trying to rip into all of the cosmos, and he just kind of stops talking. It's also convoluted.
Right? I don't know.
Wars in space.
We
He's
can go to
trying-
space.
Yes. At least that's what's written in the... How do I have this knowledge?
I had to get over a lot of fear just to be on the sea. I would rather not have to do that again to go to space right now.
You're afraid of water, Godric?
Yeah, I was never taught how to swim in the real world.
Well, I was never taught how to fly in the real world. It has not stopped me at all.
And here I am on a ship.
And I was an agnostic in the real world, and here I am a godbound. I don't understand the logic. Your sandwich gets bigger, like a Dagwood sandwich, or one like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy would make.
We come here to do things we can't in the real world.
That's why I don't want to go back. I can't do anything there.
And could that be the purpose of the D20? The reason why probability games exist? To allow people access to their lives? To lives only dreamt of?
Where is the Hearthstone right now?
Within Kayami. She's just standing there dormant.
First of all, I have a bone to pick with the Hearthstone because my luck has been terrible in this world in the last few weeks. So fuck you, pointing at the stone. I'm drunk now.
I would like... Is the Hearthstone... Is Kiyomi, like, I don't know, open? Can we see the Hearthstone?
I mean, she's closed it up, but if you want her to like open it up, to, like
Yeah,
reveal-
so I'm going to push through my headache and just say, Kiyomi, may I see that, please?
removing it will kill her. I would feel safer if we take it somewhere where we can finally decide what to do with it. I don't want her death just to mean nothing.
When I saw it before, was it attached to her in any way, or was it just kind of floating in there?
There were a bunch of like wires connected to it.
Okay. I was going to try and see if I could roll it while it was still in her chest, but I guess not.
Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah. Shake, grab her by the shoulders and shake.
Yeah.
What if we find some other power source for Kiyomi?
If you know a power source that we can use, then I would greatly... Well, actually, I mean, the Lords of Order are the, well, digital gods, as we call them. There might be a power source in there that we can use. We could just ask the gods.
That could be your question.
Digital gods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Digigods. You heard that.
So again, we're back to video game. Yet here's a D20. It's clear that we're in Baldur's Gate 3.
I knew that was coming.
Wow.
Oh,
I hope not, because I haven't played that game yet.
Well, I haven't gotten to this part.
So, moving forward, what is our first? I vote as a captain. I still want to leave it open to a joint decision here. I vote we go to the Lords of Order and ask them our many questions. Maybe we can refine our information a little bit by doing
I
that.
vote that we do none of the three things until we solve the whole Kiyomi dies when we take the Hearthstone out problem.
Well, that would be one of the questions we can ask.
Thank you.
Find out whether we can get an alternative energy source. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if the Hearthstone's gonna randomly choose an option eventually anyway, and we have no criteria by which to judge the correct option, then our choice is equally random. Let's just solve the Kiyomi problem first, and if that happens to take too long, then a random thing happens.
And here's a weird thing. What if what we end up doing is what it already randomly decided anyway?
Absolutely. Side quest. Let's do it.
Because fuck you, Max. Just kidding.
The Candle Keeper has not spoken. We choose.
You started this. We're finishing it.
You made her a fox. It's your fault.
I think that's beautiful. Okay. You guys have decided on the Lords of Order? Or to go to the Lords of Order to...
Well, yeah, we're not delivering her. We're asking questions.
Okay. So are you on the ship?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you guys going to leave her on the ship? Because as was told to you guys, the Lords of Order are beneath Sindario. So you would be taking the submersible to find this fallen Titan.
Yeah. Yep. When I made my suggestion, I was assuming we would explore other options besides going to the Lords of Order or Chaos. But if we can't think of any other place to look, then yeah, let's leave Kiyomi on the ship with bow and bones.
We've traveled the seas for many years. Maybe there is some place that I might know of that might have an option.
Yeah, like any other vast mystical power source we can think of.
Or some tinkerers that could at least help in some way.
What about Ivan's underground workshop from the previous episodes? There was all sorts of weird potions down there.
You mean previous episodes of our life?
Yeah, the previous incident in which we Ivan'd.
Yeah, is there a place that we've heard of or thought of or that we might have come across in our travels?
Roll me a... This would be a mind no check. Actually, I'm gonna go with the adventure die because that's more of a luck. Yeah, this will be more of a luck roll. So your adventure die against a standard dread die of D6.
Well, let's do the 6 first. Fucking goddamn it, dude! I am just.
Oh, come on. Okay,
so
well, I'm raising the.
Here's my okay.
The teamwork point.
Wait, no, wait, I haven't failed yet. That's his. Because he blew up, it exploded.
Oh, I see.
That exploded.
Yeah, you're right. I thought, yeah.
All right, so I have to explode once, and I have to explode twice, essentially.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
2,222. You don't.
I even reversed it this time to try to like trick it into rolling in my favor.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm gonna call that dice first.
You don't recall. You knew that Jules, for instance, had the capabilities of electricity, and she was the one that was more conversing with Ivan during that day, or those days of travel. Yeah, Godric, you were kind of away. I mean, you were away from the ocean, the sea, and you were having a terrible time in the mines. Arden, you just wanted to ignore Ivan, so there was very little that you
Wait, did I
heard
roll for all of
during
this?
these conversations.
But I was in the basement there,
But you were in the basement. All
where
you
he
can
had all the
remember-
dead bodies.
Yeah, all you can remember with that one are those dead bodies.
We do know that there was a rift down there. We went
Correct.
from the basement to some caverns, and then there was a rift.
Mhm.
But if we go that way, we might be bringing Kiyomi right back to Ivan. Is there any other power source, any other mystical power source not involving Ivan that we might have come across in our travels?
That's what I was rolling for.
Yeah, which
Ah,
there was that
I see.
failure. Yeah.
I thought that he was rolling specifically about Ivan's house.
I did not.
Okay. Well then. Let's do plan A. Let's leave Kiyomi up on the surface and go down to the Lords of Order.
Okay. Bo and Bones will take their well, she is fallen. She is technically considered dead, but they are going to take her down to rest as best as possible. With Ishmael joining you guys in the submersible. You enter a cramped space, Ishmael firing up the ship as it slowly
Can we get
descends.
some rest in first, or are we just going?
Yeah, if you guys want to take the night to kind of just think about it.
I also want to remove some stress or a stress.
Then
Yeah.
you
Oh, I was also going to suggest we should take Bo or Bones with us, because the more people, the more questions.
Yeah.
We should leave one of them here with Kiyomi, and everybody else should go.
I don't like that only because one person protecting the one thing we're really trying to protect.
Yep.
Granted, only the Navy knows that she's here.
Yeah,
So
they
I
couldn't
guess-
get rid of us fast enough.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it's not too bad.
Maybe.
Great. uh,
Does she need to breathe? Maybe we could, like... I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know what her experience of life is at this point, but maybe we could, like, find one of these rocks and just bury her for a couple days.
I feel weird about that one.
Okay. I mean, just, somewhere where nobody would think to look, not draw a treasure map or anything.
what's the you?
Is there no hidden
Can she
cove
sail? Can she
that we
sail?
hide our
Bones
ship
can.
in?
Hidden
What?
Cove?
Bones can sail.
No, Kiyomi.
She does very simple things. Like the most active that you've seen her is when she's in fox form. When she's in human form, probably what you're starting to gather. If she's in human form, all the plates that have been shifted are at capacity and can't move anymore. So she's just kind of very rigid. When she's smaller, she's able to move. So there's very little sailing that she can do.
Okay. Yeah, let's hide the ship somewhere if we can.
Okay. You can hide it. Honestly, if you want to hide it in the wreckage of the Reaver ships, you can do that in the Moon Shadow Spires, or you can go and dock at, let's say, sorry, pulling up the map.
I like the spires. I feel like the spires are what most people avoid when they're sailing
That is
randomly.
true. And it is a place that no one's going to be really looking at for a little bit. So yeah, you can go and rest at the spires and dock there and hide. Wonderful. The
Great.
night comes and rises. Those that sleep through it, no more stress as you recover all of that. By
I
the
also
way,
have a really good BM, so
after
helps a lot.
BM,
Move on.
Bowel movement.
Sorry, that threw me. Yeah. So the dawn breaks. Are you guys getting in the submersible and just taking off?
Yeah. Did
Okay.
we decide whether we're taking someone else with us, or are we leaving Bo and Bones both here? I guess it's up to the captain.
We're leaving Bo.
Okay.
Bones comes
Mainly
with you.
because if
Yeah.
Cynthia comes with us or comes back next time or whatever, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Good idea.
Wonderful.
Cindy, sorry.
You guys get into the cramped space of the submersible. Ishmael firing it up. Lifts. Well, I guess you guys are just going to be descending into the water as the darkness of the sea swallows you. As the hatch of the submersible closes, you feel a distinct sense of leaving one world behind and entering another. The vehicle starts its descent into the depths, its arcane engines humming softly. Outside the portholes, the sea gradually turns from azure to indigo to utter blackness. Occasionally, luminescent creatures flit by their natural light, creating momentary constellations in the endless dark. The journey feels both timeless and immediate, until the exterior lights of the submersible illuminate something colossal ahead. A gigantic titan, its hand outstretched towards the heavens as if reaching for salvation, or perhaps offering a divine benediction. In a maneuver that borders on the surreal, the submersible heads towards the Titan's nostril. As the vessel enters, a passage appears to open, leading into the immense interior of the Titan's head. Ishmael finally breaks his silence. The Lords of Chaos. Wait. This is a line. He's starting to understand the closer he gets. They're sending creatures towards us. The Lords of Chaos. They know my face. It's seeking me. It wants to know where the Hearthstone is. I've hid it from them. We need to be careful when we go in.
Out of game question. Is this the art you intended for this creature?
No, but it can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? he was. You're rambling, Ishmael.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The Lords of Order are trying to figure out where the Lords
Yeah.
of Chaos. What's happening?
The Bone King is closely connected to the Lords of Chaos. He's sending creatures after us. We don't have a lot of time when we enter. We need to ask our questions and make our decision.
Great.
Upon entering the colossal head of the Titan, you walk in a bridge. As you land and dock, you emerge out of water. You're in its head. You find that there's metal grates as you begin to walk on this bridge. It's very wide, but to either side of you is a drop off into the dark abyss below. You continue on for a while until you reach, well, what would be the brain of this Titan. What you expected to see as something organic, the inner mechanisms of a giant being. Instead, you're greeted by a breathtaking technoscape. A vast azure expanse that pulses with vibrant life, but is undeniably mechanical. the interior illuminated by the soft glow of countless luminescent wires that snake their way across the vast space, interconnecting and creating intricate patterns, much like the veins of a colossal beast. Data containers resembling huge crystalline pillars float midair, transmitting streams of information in the forms of luminescent particles. The particles travel through the air, converging and diverging, creating a mesmerizing dance of light. And dominating the central vista are three immense white titans, floating serenely with limbs outstretched. They are connected to the submerged titan below by thick obsidian cables, pulsing with an energy that seems both alive and artificial. Just below them is the Great Machine, a vast contraption of turning gears, rotating spheres, and dynamic conduits. Its complexity is unparalleled, a masterful convergence of art and engineering. Prominently, at the heart of the Great Machine is an empty slot, bathed in a focused beam of ethereal light. And it's in the shape of a D20. It's what would be the resting place of the Heartstone. But you hear the three gods above say in unison, "Your presence here is one that happens. You know the rules of this realm. One question per body."
I feel like, Ishmael, you had a question to start us off?
Yes. Is there a power source that can power my wife if we take out the Hearthstone? Something powerful enough to keep her alive? Yes. Fucking.
Well, I guess we're good. Let's go now.
Is it a power source that any of us here have seen before? Any of us mortals?
You encounter it in mines. You encounter it everywhere that roots take hold. Obsidian is your answer. To power it is your imagination.
You asked a good question because you got more than a yes.
Yeah, I thought there was yes or no.
Great. Well then, shit, that's two of the big questions right there.
Yeah, so I went and Ishmael went. We've got Annika, Godric, and Bones.
I don't even know where to start.
What would be? I guess it has to be Ishmael. Is it an option for us to raise or keep the Heartstone in our protection rather than give it over to you or Chaos or Ivan or whoever else wants it?
The gift, the Lord of Possibility, is not something that we hold, not something that we want. We are simply conduits, mechanisms that exist in the mechanics of a game. We do not want it. We simply seek a decision for order to be established, for the continuity of this world to continue.
Wait, I want to confer, since I already asked one, but I have an idea. If we could frame it as a yes or no question, if it was their decision, would they give it to the Chaos Lord?
Well, it sounds like they said they just wanted to have it as a mechanic.
No, they just said they don't want to have it. They said it's not for us to hold.
I'm sure.
I feel like maybe they're mystically incapable of giving it away, but if they were, who would they give it to?
Do you ask this question?
I am not asking it of them. I want to run it by my team here before I throw it.
I mean, that's a great question. If Bones wants or Annika wants to ask it.
I think, yeah, so the group consensus, I'll do that. I'll ask what Arden asked, since I am not thinking straight.
Yeah. So the framing of the question is,
Thank you.
if it were your choice, what to do with it, would you give it to the Lord of Chaos?
You see all of their hands. The right hand lift up, and you see this giant coin in their hand. And in unison, the three of them flip, catch it, and put it in their back hand. I am going to ask that you roll a d4. I'll say Annika, since you're asking this question. On a 1 to 2, it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll give you the answer based on what you roll. Okay. This is not a thing that happens. Your question does not compute. The Lord of Possibility emerges. All hail the Lords of Error. This is not a thing that happens. Error.
Guys, we broke order.
You see the surrounding light. Once a comforting azure, mutate into a foreboding red hue. The faces of the gods of order twist, corrupted. Their voices
I draw my pistols.
Yeah, the voices warp into incoherent, guttural, digital noises as though full of static. This is not a thing that happens. The Lord of Possibility emerges. You see the coils around the room begin to slither. Or awakening. As the darkness begins to enclose around the space, you see them. In the comics, they were called Devourers. The image that you have right here.
Well, Bones, I hope you didn't have a question.
Yeah.
Large centipedes with yellow spheres of memories on their backs. You see, in the void, a portal is opened, and out steps a colossal figure.
Fucking Ivan.
Captain Godric Wickham, Annika, Arden, you recognize it as the breadwinner. And from it, clutching a fox. His skin is flayed and pulled back, revealing raw musculature. He wears robes stained with the redness of fresh blood. His crown, his mask, are all made of bones. Swords pierce through his flesh, and you see horrific centipedes crawling in and around him. The Bone King. You see that he holds the fox and immediately just crushes it. And when he reveals his open hand, it's holding the D20.
Hey, man, we were like 50-50 gonna give that to you anyway. You have to kill her.
You see below him are three Reavers wrapped around by these centipedes coming out of his body. And in unison, you hear the Reavers begin to chant, "Keeper, watch. Keeper, watch. Send us your hunter beyond the veil. Keeper, watch. Keeper, watch. Send us your hunter. Make me your hunter. Tick,
I'm gonna fire a shot in his face.
tick." And that's where we're going to end tonight's game.
Okay, but when we start
Hammer
next
time.
week, immediately there's going to be a bullet and a dagger flying right at this guy. All right. Dude, this is
Brilliant
awesome, Max.
job tonight. Arden, by the way, your conversation or your you asked about giving it to the Lord of Order.
Yeah.
That summoned him.
Just asking the Lords of Order about the Lord of Chaos summoned him?
You broke them.
Yeah, I got that.
Thanks, Arden. I could have come up with a
you
question that
asked
didn't kill us.
You asked it.
Annika, god damn it, Annika.
It's all my fault. I took Arden's advice. It's so my.
Oh,
Hey,
it's not my
I
fault.
put it to the group.
It's not my fault.
Annika the
No
god.
one,
Don't
no
put
one
her in
foresaw these
charge.
gods were this easy to break.
Well, wonderful job, y'all. Wonderful job.
Yeah, this game was great. And, you know, I feel bad because I'm the only one playing that can hear the music. During all the meta conversations, it was really helpful. It was keeping the immersion from breaking.
Can't wait to hear it.
Nice.
Yeah, so thank you, Max. This is awesome. We'll be back next week for the finale and Friday for episode 18 of Shadows of Arconia 2. We are playing that game every Friday for November, except for the day after Thanksgiving. If you don't know when Thanksgiving is in America, look it up. And then on December, the first 3 Fridays of December, we'll be back in Cities Without Number. Matt will be running that. We had a one-shot in it. Somewhere Matt is. Anyway, we had a one-shot in that a few weeks ago, and we are returning to it in December. And between now and then on Mondays, we're going to have a couple sessions of Casket Land and also one more session of Neon Skies by Wylock. So those are all coming up, and we look forward to having you with us for those. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Max, for writing this confounding game, and we will. And more pulp. Yeah, I forgot about this. Sorry, Mia. We'll see you all next time.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.